The reason that I'm blind is because a gypsy woman cursed me.
You're gonna have fun with this.
The wheelchair and iPad and headwind don't define who I am.
But Dad.
First things first, I'm going to show you what I do in my everyday. Let's go and check it all out.
They have loads of bombs!
So this is the garage. This is kind of one of the central hubs of the house. This is where we gather if we're getting ready to go out, or I wait for taxis or whatever. But this is also where I sit down in front. My rock and roll band practices and hangs out. The other name for the garage is Sit Down in Front HQ. Sit Down in Front started as a 3-piece and was built on, you know, childhood mates and a mutual love of music. Pretty landmark ones here, first gig, but all the ones I'm most proud of are in this corner. Touring with Jimmy Barnes, best week of my life. In fact, Jimmy was offered Sit Down in Front some return work. We then got to open for Cold Chisel a few months later. Another proud moment was opening for the Chats, creators of the hit song Smoko. I'm on Smoko, so leave me alone. It was our first gig in Wellington and the crowd pumped. For those watching at home, I have cerebral palsy, which means that I have damage to the motor control centre in my brain. It is something I was born with and it limits my ability to move around. This place was built when we moved from Auckland to Gisborne when I was 8, and Mum and Dad designed it with me in mind. We have a ton of cool features like extra wide hallways, also great impromptu speedway tracks when I can't bring my wheelchair inside, extra soft carpet, because as much as I use those walking sticks, I often find it just as easy to be down on the ground and doing this to get around. Like every teenager, I am very fond of my own private space in my own bedroom. That's because that's where I have a lot of my music stuff set up into a warm, comfy double bed. So, this is my music section of my room. Side B. This record's a little dusty. I think I love the sound of my own voice. Sometimes, just for a joke, I like to try this. Let's put that back to a sensible speed now. When I'm not listening to or making music, I also love to read. I love to read these music bios so I can get to know my favourite stars inside and out. I also love comedy and things I can have a laugh with. A good example is the Rosie trilogy. The Rosie Project, the Rosie Effect, and the Rosie Result. I like these books because they are supposed to be romantic comedies, but I also click with Don, the main character, who is a little different and has a lot of mannerisms that I find funny and interesting, and some of which I actually share with him. Today we're off to the beach and we're going to be doing some swimming and surfing. This is my first time this year getting in, or this season getting into the ocean. Hopefully it's not too cold. The thing with water is, again, like music, that's something I've always just grown up around. Dad has always been there to pass on his knowledge about swimming and water, and as a result, right from when I was young, spent a lot of time at the beach or the pool in and around the water, and I've always enjoyed that. I'm going to learn to dive today and hopefully get some kinna to try for the first time. Never had kinna. I'm excited. Good. Let's go find some kinna. Music is a huge part of my life and always has been. I've been lucky enough to grow up with two music-loving parents, so there has always been music being played around the house. what I want to do is have like, before I have the thing, I want to have a counter, which is a 1, 2, snare, 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 and then you have your...
Snare, alright.
About to head out to R&V, where we're going to be playing on the garden stage this afternoon, just getting ready. First of all, snap on these leather rock and roll bands. The next step is to do my hair. Show us how you do it, Dad. There you go. Spike it up like this. And it makes my hair look rockin'. On the way out to R&B now. Boys, Ricky, Kyle, and of course our main man Ray, who helps carrying the gear, and the singer if needed.